It's the third day, I don't got a second in the first place. Ain't no second chances in my birthplace. You can't put a phoenix in the birdcage, just that thrice great.
Hello everyone and welcome to my review on the T95E6. Now this is a tank that I've been wanting for a minute. And it finally came down for 15,000 gold. Unfortunately I did have to sacrifice my Vindicator, my Thunder, and my P44. But it's all worth it in my book. I didn't really play those three tanks anyways. And only the Vindicator even costed me money. But we have achieved it, and let's check out the stats, the equipment, and all that great stuff. So your DPM is 2,850, not the best, but not the worst either. I'm running improved modules. Like I said, these American heavies, right? They have terrible modules. Like they just get damaged all the time. 282 view range, 3.6 aim time, 2.93 dispersion, and all this stuff is subjective. I'm running the enhanced armor, although the enhanced HP would come in handy. The improved gun for the hull turn rate. Although this would do, yeah, this is much better. Run this. But anyways, in provisions again, I'm running the protective kit, 20% damage, 20% to most of all your good stuff. Very, I would say it's very mandatory. You could go faster, average speed of 37 kilometers an hour. Which, to be honest, you could just sacrifice this little case of cola. Or not. But I'd run the protective kit over the improved fuel just because of those modules. Now let's check out the stats. And let's touch a little bit on what this tank is good, bad, and average at. First of all, its concealment's great for a heavy tank at 41, 37, and 7. Damage per minute, we already touched on that. The pen is just about average, same as the E5's. The E5 actually has a 0.3 second faster aim time when at 100%. It also has a bit better dispersion. You do have better mobility than the E5 though. A higher top and average speed, but the E5 does have the super consumables. And you do have that giant cupola on top that really ruins part of the tank's game, in my opinion. Not to get off track, right? Alright, but let's hop into our first and second game. Now, this said the second game, I actually just had it today. I was waiting for a game like this, but let's go all the way down and check out. These games are all from Mad Games. Now, this one. Now, let's just check out the one I just had. I don't know if I saved the others. This one's a game on Winter Melanovka. The enemy team's looking pretty stacked, I'm not gonna lie. They've got a Sheridan, a Bat Chat, an AMX 5100, a KPF PD70, and an FE193. Our team's looking pretty nice. Our meds are going out med route. We are going semi-heavy route. The thing about this tank is you can't play it like a true heavy tank. It lacks the hull armor, which in my opinion is just ridiculous because the tank itself, it doesn't gain all that much. Like I said, you're not all that much faster than your tech tree equivalent, the E5. You're not all that faster, but you just lose out on a lot of the hull armor, making it harder for you to go hull down against heavy tanks. Your accuracy is amazing, but the E5 is still a little bit better. So the only thing you really have over the E5, and just barely, is mobility. We could have snuck that in with the AP, but we did. We weren't taking chances. Now the only thing you really have over the E5 is your mobility and camo rating, of course, which really does come in handy out on the med side. Now the thing is, I usually don't buy the heavy, as people say, that are classified as heavy tanks because they don't gain a lot from losing all that armor. Not to mention, again, the E5 does not really lose out on mobility for its armor. But this tank, what it does bring out to any flank is its mobility and its penetration. If you're out on the medium flank, you will be penetrating most of everything, as it's really irregular for a heavy to be out there, or a medium with a heavy gun, if you want to look at it that way. Although I do think it should get a couple buffs just to make it more competitive. First of all, a bit of a DPM increase, because if you do go out on the med side, you'll find that your results might be a little mediocre. Because most of the heavies that are classified as heavies are mediocre heavies. No, terrible heavies and mediocre mediums. We do get a nice snapshot into that shirt. We were about to go down there and help, but then the E75 clears our tortoise, and we do see the AMX 5100 all the way over there. The Sheridan's backing up, so he's likely going to try to flank, so we're going to go and intercept him. Now this is going to be a long video, so we don't have that many replays, and the stats were pretty easy to cover. We're trying to finish off the Sheridan, most OP thing around. We hit it for a high roll of 455 for up to 3,000 damage. Now we want to get him gone as soon as possible, but we're not sure where that AMX is. Our AMX does kill the enemy E75, that 3-shell autoloader really coming in handy. That E75 is a little salty, he shouldn't have pushed up on an autoloader like that. It's just not a wise move. That Sheridan is doing the right thing and going after the low life target, although if I was in this situation, I would have tried to attack me and then make a break. But he does get taken. Now I'm a little worried about this guy. See, he's got full hit points. And if he's anything but a noob, we'll have a hard time defeating him. But luckily, he is a noob and we don't have a hard time defeating him. Now this tank does have the DPM advantage. Just barely, just barely. You see, if we can at least bounce 2 shells, then he won't be able to kill and get a lot of shots on his reload. We'll be able to finish him off easily. AMX 5100 bounces, AMX 50B bounces 1 shot off us. We just need a second bounce and we're all good. We feather a nice shot in here on the side of the turret. We get our second bounce and now we're just going to push. We can eat 1 shell and still be very healthy. We do have 1,601 in on the side of the turret. The 50B is now on a long reload. We're around his back. Put 1 in, get a nice fire. He's burning, and we put the last 1 in, pushing us just over 6,000 damage. 800 damage blocked. It was all from that AMX right there. I think what this tank needs for buffs in the buff department is just take that cupola off and reduce the reload by 0.5 seconds to have it pull up with a 7.9, so it will be more competitive on the medium flank as well as the heavy flank. Because if you do go heavy side, it's just ridiculous. Everyone will pin you, and you don't have the armor to bounce, so you can't go that side. But when you go medium side, you'll find that you're still at a disadvantage, because not only because you don't have a medium tank's mobility, but you don't have medium tank view range either. That's why it's so That's why it's just so mediocre all around. Most heavy tanks that are classed, most heavy tanks that hold a lot of medium tank characteristics. But this one, I think it's just right in the middle. Like I'd play it, I'd play it over the E5 just because it makes credits. But it being a little better would help out a lot. That cupola needs to go, either that or be near impenetrable. Kind of like the E3's cupola. That thing is ridiculous. And guys, tell me your strat on these containers in here. These Soviet invasion containers. Have you bought any? Have you had good results? See, because they're looking pretty stacked right now. Although I wouldn't want to get this T44 100. I wouldn't want to get the mod one. I wouldn't want to get the... Actually, I'd want to get everything except the T44, the mod one, the IS, and the IS2SH. Everything else, I would say, would be a go zone. Because see, that ISU 130 is pretty beastly. The K91. I already have the IS6, the IS5, the 252U, and getting the 130 would be amazing. The T22, I wouldn't really say I want it, but if I got it, hey. That's all for today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed. Like, subscribe. Don't actually buy all that many tier 10 premiums, and I'll see you later.